Let me show you this.
The bootleggers like to buy their booze on Saturday.
Steven's gangbanging over here.
No.
Help support your local bootlegger.
Pirate production house.
We're talking about two bootleggers here.
Back in that ass.
The two gentlemen that they suspected of bootlegging these tapes.
Put the bootleg copies on the internet.
Oh, fan of
Some old bootlegger.
How do you wind up a bootlegger and end up staying one for so long?
I love Tegan and Sarah. I will straight up.
We took acid for 10 days straight up in the mountains. Started running with the stallions, playing frisbee in the West Indies. Did the tango with my kidneys, eyes open. Now I know just what my kids need. Rocking very loose pants, rocking very loose pants. Buried $1 million in the sand by the clock tower. Before I die, take a hot shower. Ride the Harley into the sunset. Ride the Harley into the sunset. Ride the Harley into the sunset. Ride the Harley into the sunset.
All right. That's some of that Action Bronson Easy Rider for you.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Bootleg Report.
Or welcome for the first time.
Welcome to our new listeners. This is the glorious Bootleg Report.
The Phantasmograph.
The fancy Bootleg
Made
Report.
that word up.
That's a good way to start it. That's how we're going to hit them. Back again, it is your friends Joe Luna and Steven Pringle.
Yep.
Steven, let them know.
Stev tweets on the Twitter. Stev_grams on the Instagrams.
Yes.
You got you.
Oh, you can find me at Mr. Moon 966 on Twitter. More importantly, at Bootleg Report on Twitter.
Boom.
Holler at your homies.
Find us on SoundCloud. You know what? If you just search for us anywhere that you normally search for things, aside from Google for some reason, because fuck Google, I don't know what their problem is.
You got to get popular on other places before they'll put you on.
Fucking assholes.
We're gonna get there. So I'm glad you pointed that out for us today, Steven. We're everywhere.
We are
trying to be.
We got our hands, fingers, dicks everywhere. We're inside.
I got stickers on street corners and stop signs and shit like that.
Boom. You can go to our online store, buy those stickers. I'm sure that's not a thing that you can do. I'm just putting Joe on the spot.
Yeah, that's absolutely not a thing that can be done right
you
now.
Go to staytrue966.com and fucking buy those things, right?
Not quite yet.
Oh man,
but
that's fucking slipping.
Maybe I'll do it one better and like. If you just hit that contact button, I think there's one of those on our website.
Send an email.
Maybe,
I feel like we have our own email, right?
Yes, we do. It's thebootlegreport@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah, that's the email.
This feels weird. We've redesigned our studio, Blind Spot Studios. Blind Spot,
yeah.
Where you can do what you want.
Exactly.
It's kind of weird. I'm sure we're going to have some pictures of the new studio set up on our Instagram.
Maybe I should snap one of those. Go ahead.
Maybe you should snap a selfie.
Let's do that.
It's a much more intimate thing. I'm very aware of Joe because we're sitting here talking to each other.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out what to do with my arms.
There's no question as to what your emotion is.
It's real weird. I don't know. I feel like before, I could just sit there and kind of do what I want. I could slouch down.
Right.
If I'm like this, you could see my
I still want you to do what you want, because again, this is the blind spot. I can do what I want over here. You can be jacking your ween over there. I probably wouldn't know. I would know, but
chair's a little high for that.
All right.
I mean, you're gonna see tip for sure.
Well, I got a shout out for at Wild Imaginaries.
At Wild Imaginaries,
yes, a revolutionary alternative rock band.
Yeah,
from Northern California region here. We as bootleggers. we bootleg a lot of music.
We do.
But we also support a lot of music, support many artists.
I said on a while back on one of the casts, one of the sods, that I've bought more music this year, well, not necessarily this year, but like within a year span, than I have in the past few years.
Right.
Just because I'm at a position where I can do that. And if you want to give back, if you want to support, I'm getting distracted by this right here. You got screens with posters, movie posters. It's like
on that
a
note,
midget sitting on a handicap
if you would
guy.
like to support a local artist,
I don't believe Emily Blunt can be
awesome
like a
band,
like an actual like action.
Wild
maybe.
Imaginaries.
Wild Imaginaries. Our friend Jesse Kyle. He was on 2 of our sods.
Right.
2 great sods.
2 great episodes, 9 and 10.
He came rock hard.
He did. Oh man, how's it feel to be back? We mentioned we changed the studio up.
We did. We're sitting here drinking some whiskey sours.
Yes,
we got that sour life going.
And finally we got some stuff to talk about.
We do. It's been a little. I mean, in regards to music specifically, it's August in the summer in general is oddly enough known as kind of like a slow time. People are actually recording. People are getting ready to do stuff. Nothing's actually been dropping. I've had a lot of stuff I've been excited about that have dropped. And I might do a little, let me show you this, or kind of go on the other end and see if you, how you feel about some of the music I like. Because I'm sure you won't like it, honestly.
Oh, well,
you're going to be like, that's what you listen to. I don't want to do a show with you anymore.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
Because a lot of times we go off on some tangents and we might not get to the...
I'm just saying.
What are you saying?
Why are you saying? I'm just saying. I'm real excited because I've had like 3 albums that I've really liked.
Okay, well, let's bring it back.
Let's
talk about the song that we started this show off with. Some new Action Bronson came out.
Yep.
Last week, I believe.
Yep.
Fuck, how you feel about that? We've kind of been talking about it. The lead up to it, we got it.
What's up? I think I don't know. I feel like you were expecting more from it than I was.
I was expecting more from it.
You were, correct me if I'm wrong, you were expecting him to just fucking like just put his foot in the game and just be like, I'm Bronson, I'm here.
Yeah.
I was just expecting him to just drop a song.
Yeah, I think I had some false expectations where I thought he was going to proclaim his stake in today's hip hop culture and put it down, but more of just mixtape Bronson. Now,
where do you think if we're just looking at straight up artistry, and you're just throwing Bronson in the mix, what do you think his contemporaries are? Who do you think his contemporaries are? Like, where do you think he fits in the, like, if we put all rappers on a tier, we have our God tier rappers, our good tier rappers, our great tier rappers, and then we have kind of our mid tier, our shit tier, our meme tier.
Yeah, he's from, I don't know if it's a fortunate or unfortunate time in hip hop, but he is one of those dudes that has come along and made his name with an internet presence, and we've seen that picking up with now his signing to Vice Records. Right. So the Vice Media Group, he's kind of their hip hop representative for what they're doing. He brings an audience along with him, so he's kind of hipster. He's a hipster rapper.
He is a hipster rapper. I mean,
but he's still got a grimy ass flow to where he sounds like Ghostface. You know what I mean? Where he fits in with that.
Yeah, I remember when he first kind of came on the scene. I read a lot of interviews on him from like those indie rock websites, like Pitchfork was talking about him. Consequence of Sound was talking about him.
Exactly.
And everybody would come up to him and like a lot of the interviews would start off saying, so how do you feel knowing that, you're coming out here? A lot of people are saying you sound like Ghostface. And it was like every interview was talking about how he sounds like Ghostface. And he's like, look, my voice sounds like Ghostface. I can't help that.
Right.
My flow is not like Ghostface.
Yeah. I mean, he isn't in that caliber of artist.
No.
He is right there with the Riff Raffs, with, A$AP Rocky.
He's done a lot of songs with
Mac
Raff.
Miller, those type of dudes that have come out in the last 2 years,
And, I would definitely put him above most of those guys, just in terms of actual rhyming ability.
I mean, he's dope, don't get me wrong, but he has, his vocabulary is different,
limited?
But it is limited, right? Because he talks about his cooking, he talks about weed, he talks about bitches, he talks about money.
He's going to hit on those subjects.
Those are getting hit.
Right.
Talking about a Benz or something like that. He's got that classic flow, which is great. but it's a little limited,
Right.
which I think is what we saw, or that I kind of got from this first single, Easy Rider. Not the full action, like redefining Action Bronson, like here I am, this is what's up, Vice Records, his time to shine. A little bit bigger release than some of his mixtapes that he's had.
Right. Like this is supposed to, not to say this is his mainstream debut, but it's kind of his mainstream debut.
That's what it feels like, but I don't know that he
is really bringing
maybe?
it that way.
Yeah, like it doesn't seem like he is super into it.
Maybe. I mean, we'll probably. I think when we hear it in the context of a full album, we might get a little bit of a different.
That song
opinion.
is, pretty skippable. To me,
maybe
it's one that you would just skip right over.
I guess. And now I want to bring something up here. I'm going to see if I can bring up the video. I was looking at Vice Records, and I was looking at their kind of catalog of artists. There's not very many of them on there. Most of the artists are kind of just these random artists that maybe have a little bit of buzz going on.
Who do we got? Just give me a couple.
Shit, you're going to make me go back to it. You fucking asshole.
Well, I was just curious to see the caliber.
We got we have.
that you got.
You know what? Let me bring this up on your big screen so you can kind of see what's going on here. Because I want to touch on one of these artists. I'm going to touch all up on him because it's an artist that I like. Did you turn it off? What'd you do?
It went to sleep. Apple TV went to sleep. It's all right. Don't let it distract you.
Shouts out the Apple TV.
Shouts out and shouts down to the death of Mrs. Doubtfire.
Robin Williams.
It's on iTunes right now. That's why I thought about it.
Yeah. Robin Williams brought a lot of joy to the world. I'm not going to be sarcastic or funny about this. I really like Robin Williams. I think he had a tough life in terms of just dealing with mental illness. It's no joke.
No, I mean, he's a solid dude.
Hung himself with a belt.
That's fucked.
That's straight up fucked.
The demons inside that man's brain that brought him to that, man.
Yeah. And just the concept that
with his belt,
with his own belt,
like he took it off.
He took it off, and he didn't have your typical hanging death where it like separates your spinal cord. He died from the actual choking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where was it?
In his home in Marin.
Oh,
up
really?
up in this area in San Francisco Bay Area, which he is known to wander the streets of.
That's way intense, man.
It is. And yeah, it's just weird whenever somebody dies now because
it's so instantaneous.
And there's kind of a pattern. Like it starts off with somebody, you'll check your Twitter and somebody will say, like out of context, the first thing I saw about it was somebody said, I think it was LP actually said, Robin Williams, no. And I was like, the fuck is that?
Yeah, then you're like, wait a minute, that's a random ass thing to see tweeted from a rapper.
Exactly. And then, you dive a little bit deeper and people are like, oh, this is a hoax. Don't worry about it. This is reports say Robin Williams, somebody just saw him at a coffee shop, blah, blah, blah. And it just keeps going until a website like TMZ or a bigger website will confirm or have some sort of substantiated claims behind it. I remember, for example, when Paul Walker died.
Yeah.
There was a hoax about him dying like a week before.
Right.
So we were like, no, this is old. What you're talking about this again? This is old. This was like a week ago. And then they're like, oh no, this is
right.
real.
This is legit. It just happened.
Yeah. And then you have, by the time that the news is already reporting on it, and it's actually out there, people are already moving on to the stage and making jokes about it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like it's already so saturated.
Yeah, because I was off yesterday and was just chilling. And I'd been on Facebook because I was bored as shit in the morning. And then, in between, like, I'm doing one thing and then next thing I know, like, I got a text about it. And then I go back onto Facebook and it's, like, everywhere. And I'm just like, what the fuck? This is so creepy.
It's so
bizarre,
weird,
man.
And then you have just in the way that the world kind of handles death now. Whenever there's a big death, you have. I remember there was some. I remember because it was yesterday. There was some things posted all over from ABC News talking about. Oh, the article was saying things like, "Oh, we need to respect his." Don't worry about what I'm typing here.
Right.
We need to respect the wishes of his family and his privacy and all that. And then there was a ticker above it that was saying aerial footage of his house.
Yeah. Or it's like hashtag Robin Williams and tweet at
yeah,
us. Or,
hashtag Miss Doubtfire dead. Like
shit.
And then we have this this, as you said, this instantaneous feelings about it, and you have
it's just consumed so quickly. Like by the time, like, think about that. Like, I heard it from 100 different people on Facebook yesterday, and now it's like, okay, that was yesterday's news.
Right.
Like, this dude just fucking hung himself with his belt.
He's a
this
person
star that all of us our age have been like
spans multiple decades. Has fucking he was in Aladdin. He was in Hook. He was in fucking
Miss
Doubtfire. Fucking Jack.
Yeah.
Good Morning Vietnam. Dead Poet Society. He was in like legit flubber.
Yeah.
He was in legit shit.
Beast mode, dude.
He's done, and it reminds me of, to a certain extent, when Michael Jackson died. I remember I was working at Best Buy, and and somebody mentioned this about Robin Williams. You can kind of just scan the crowd of people when you look at your phone and you say, "Oh shit!" You look around and you can see other people just kind of laughing about, and they pick up their phone and they look at it and you can see their face change.
Huh.
And you're just kind of seeing everybody learn about this news on their own accord.
That's man, it's so weird.
It's crazy. It's crazy that the internet can really do that.
Yeah, that's gonna have some sort of evolutionary effect on people to where, like, it's not like, let's take it back hundreds of years ago where, like, maybe someone came into your village and, like, told you that someone had died, and it's like you learn about it as a community, right?
Right.
That's got to do something to you, like, psychologically, like when you hear, like, you process this death, like, internally, like,
right.
You really don't go outside of typing or tweeting
your opinion,
your emotions
at this point. Your opinion is formed by everybody else's instant tweets or their Instagram posts about it. I remember one of the first things I did, and while I was doing it, I wasn't sure why. I was reading on things like Huffington Post or on BuzzFeed, celebrity reactions to Robin. Like, I was reading their tweets about it, like collection of their tweets, and I was just like, why am I doing this?
And
why does this matter?
It's so funny when you see, like, people, like, saying heartfelt shit, and, like, to see the different caliber of people that are like, someone says something just idiotic, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, so dumb and shallow, or like stupid. Like, someone's like, oh my god, flubber, no, and
you're just like, son of a bitch,
you fucking dummy.
This is so
Why
bad.
Put that one up?
Yeah. And then right after I did that, I went on 4chan because I wanted to see what the nerdy internet kids who hate everything were saying. And there was some legitimate, like,
people are trying to find dead body pictures or something.
No. Honestly, it was all in pretty good taste. A lot of it was just like, a lot of it honestly was who's next.
Okay, right. A
lot of it was let's map it out. Who else is going to die this year? And because there's kind of this trend on 4chan and in certain circles where it's like, hey, these people that you grew up with, these people that have been pantheons of our culture since the 60s, they're all going to die soon.
Right. Isn't it like death pools?
There's a lot of death pools, but it's kind of a weird thing to live. And I'm sure this has kind of been a thing for many, many years. And a lot of people have had this. A lot of generations have had this, but we're really the first generation where we're seeing people from such a transformative time, in the 60s mainly.
Right.
Like, the world changed so drastically in the 60s with everything from the Beatles to, think about it. Within the next few years, to be completely realistic,
right.
Bob Dylan, Paul McCartney, Elton John, if we're going to go a little bit further,
right.
all these people are going to die.
Yeah, they're going to be
Bowie,
gone. Like,
David Bowie's going to die.
All the remaining traces of those times will no longer be here.
Yeah, and we're going to be left to, and we're going to have such a differing spectrum of reaction. Everything from, oh my god, I heard this old dude named Paul McCartney died. I don't really know who he is, or I don't really care.
Right.
And then people like, you guys are fucking stupid. Like, he was in the Beatles. And then you're gonna have this big.
But now, yeah, it almost becomes like then the Beatles are irrelevant at a certain point.
Right.
And you're just like, oh, I think I've heard, yeah, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, and a lot of kids probably don't. Like, when Bob Dylan dies in the next 10 years.
Well, let's say the majority of kids, right? Because there's always going to be that outlying group that's like super like hipster and just wants all the vintage shit.
Right.
And
right.
super into it.
Right. Or people that just grew up listening to stuff like that because their parents listened to it.
Right.
That's how I got into it.
So let's move on from Action Bronson. Go download the song Easy Rider. Vice Records, whatever.
Yeah, I was just checking it. I mean, just to kind of touch on it, they just have a lot of different. They have like a bunch of random artists.
I don't even care anymore. I want to talk about deaths. Well, I want to talk about. Can we talk about the Tony Stewart incident?
Yeah, we can definitely talk about
because I'm talking about like
incident.
the in threes. There's been some drama happening in the world, right?
Yeah.
First of all, we got homegirl Christy Mack getting domestic.
You're all
violence.
over the place. Do you want to talk about Tony Stewart? Or do you want to talk about Christy Mack?
I want to talk about the current craziness that's going on. So Tony Stewart, let's start there.
Let's talk about Tony Stewart.
Did you see the footage?
Let's talk about that fucking self-centered asshole who killed somebody.
Okay, so for those who don't know, what do you know of the story? Can you tell me as an outside? Because I'm more in tune with the racing community. I want to hear your take on it.
Right. So from what I gather, Tony Stewart he's a NASCAR racer.
Correct.
One of the premier NASCAR racers.
Home Depot.
Yeah.
Driver.
He's in the commercials for everything. But he does a lot of other races. He does charity races. He does races that are not NASCAR.
Hobby races.
Right. So he's in one of those types of races. And he is kind of side by side, if I remember reading correctly, with this other rider. And he kind of pushes him off or something that guy finds offensive.
Right. Young kid, 20-year-old kid, obviously a pretty talented driver to be out there with that caliber of, you're in the same class as a NASCAR driver,
right? And you're right up there with him.
But Tony Stewart is obviously a higher caliber at that point in time. So it looked like it was a very shaky cell phone camera angle, but it looks like Stewart just kind of dips to the inside,
right?
And it pushed this other dude Kevin out, and he spun out. So towards the outside barrier of the track, and he just kind of hit the wall.
Right, and he does something stupid.
Very stupid.
He gets out of his car
on the track, so a live track. Cars are circulating.
He gets out of the car to confront Stewart.
Right.
I think another car had to kind of like swerve out of the way to avoid him.
Right.
But bottom line, he goes to confront him. What it looked like to me is Stewart sees him and decides to either just kind of a split decision, decides I'm going. I don't know what he's doing. I'm going. I'm not thinking clearly. So he goes, hits him, kills him.
Right. So as the kid gets out of the car, is in the center of the racetrack, pointing at Tony Stewart.
Right.
Tony Stewart is following closely behind another car that swerves to avoid the dude.
Mm-hmm.
That dude steps in one step closer. It looks like you hear the engine revving of Tony Stewart's car.
Yes.
So here's the thing. Tony Stewart's a professional NASCAR driver. Do you think he gives a fuck if this dude's pissed that he got spun out, right? So you're in Tony Stewart's head, and he's like, this fucking kid, I can hear him saying it. I can picture him saying like, oh, fuck this. So when you hear that engine rev, he's following closely behind that car. This is my opinion on it. It looks like, and based on what I hear, he tries to get a little sideways to just like spook him.
Right.
Like scare him.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm just going to blast past him.
He gives him a warning shot.
Kind of a warning shot. Because this is, something, kind of like a common practice within, I guess, all forms of racing, where like, if you're that dude and someone comes up behind you, you're going to check him a little bit. Like,
yeah, but I mean, you're in a car, he's not.
So then you got to put that. I mean, I've done it. I used to race dirt bikes, and that was something that would be common. You fucking ride up close to someone and just let that throttle go, and then spray him with dirt.
But I mean, to jump up a little bit, you're giving somebody a warning shot. If that warning shot hits them,
it doesn't. Yeah, you're right.
That doesn't change anything.
Doesn't change it.
You still killed this 20-year-old kid.
So basically, what I'm seeing is, Tony Stewart tried to give the kid a warning shot. He lost track because there's a wing that hangs over on that side of these sprint cars.
Right.
So he lost track of how close he was, and then in combination, that kid didn't give a fuck either. He wasn't going to back down, and he steps closer
in the heat of the race.
So it's a combination of everything.
Yeah. But bottom line, 20-year-old kid is dead
because
somebody who should have known better was the one that delivered the death blow.
It's going to be crazy. I mean, imagine being, because initially Tony Stewart said he was, because he had a
another
NASCAR race the actual day after, and
he pulled out of that.
And he initially said that he was going to race it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what the fuck? How could you go racing after this kid died?
Yeah.
Now who knows if he will ever admit that he was trying to scare him.
Right. He may say, I just lost control, or the car just did something
Maybe he
weird.
did, though, too, because
I'm not familiar with these cars as much.
Well, and it's also a dark track.
Right.
And the driver was wearing a black suit. So
This is what you do for a living.
It's a fucked up combination though, because I could see almost any professional NASCAR driver doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's going to weigh on his soul. So who knows?
It should. He killed somebody.
Someone died he ran someone over. I mean, like he didn't intentionally try to kill this kid.
No, but he intentionally used the car to do something very close to killing him.
But if you're saying he killed this kid, man, that implies the intention to do harm on him.
Well, he intended to do everything up until hitting him. If I have a gun and I say, you know what, I'm going to scare Joe right now, and I pull out the gun and I shoot right next to your head, if that bullet hits you and kills you,
that's a little different. That's a gun, and that you're aiming like, okay,
it's a tool that has the power to kill somebody.
I think, it's a shitty situation. I think what I stated, is probably pretty close to what happened. That would be so hard to be Tony Stewart and to know, like, if you admit that, like, the actual truth, which I'm sure every driver in the pits with him they know what happened. They all know what happened and knows what he did. But
it's an unfortunate situation.
He might have to just like admit to it, and like whatever happens, if he has to go do some time, he'll have to do it.
He won't. I mean, they sign so many different waivers and things like that I can't imagine them to really come down on him for that. Bottom line, as shitty as it sounds, whose life in regards to the sport is more important?
Huh. I mean, there's going to be there's a black mark. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows how much longer he has in the sport? We talk about,
that's true,
athletes involving controversy. We talked about James Stewart on one show about the
Stewarts are just having a rough go in motorsports.
James Stewart, he might actually have to retire. The rumor is that he might face a 2-year suspension from all racing if he can't get the appeals. And I guess his Red Bull lawyers and those type of people are trying to get him out of it.
Right.
But he pulled out. He's no longer racing.
And we talked about Chael Sonnen. He retired from the first positive test, and then he got the second positive test and was fired from his office jobs.
Really?
Yeah, he's no longer, he completely cut tie. He's no longer involved with the UFC at all.
What is it? Okay, so this is a weird thing where it's like, it seems like some of these people, these professional athletes or whatever, celebrities, they're not fully grasping how far this internet shit goes, this internet age. Like, you can't fucking take steroids and try to fight. You can't try to scare someone. And if there was no footage of the Tony Stewart incident, it
could have been spun so easy. There was not a camera phone that took a picture of that.
Right. So now these have such a huge impact on their careers.
And I mean, that just takes it to a whole nother level of all the dark, seedy underbelly shit that used to happen before this stuff.
I know. That just went unnoticed.
There was a freak accident and all this other stuff and you could just chalk it up as an unfortunate situation that happened, and everybody really knows what happened.
Right.
And it was really, because that's honestly all your rationalization for the Stewart incident. What you're telling me is, he tried to scare this kid and killed him instead. He fucked up in trying to scare him by actually doing what the scaring intended to insinuate.
Right.
And it's like, that doesn't make it better. It makes it worse. It wasn't like he was trying to follow and he tried to swerve out of the way and hit him anyway.
But we don't fully know that that's not the case. Because he was really close to that car, the blue car that passes in front of the camera first.
Right.
And then you can see the dude take a step forward too.
Right.
So, man, he could have been coming around hot and just like, oh shit, rev the engine to get out of it, and then all of a sudden clip homeboy.
Right. I mean, and we're looking at any time when we're talking about sports, any sort of sport, there's elevated levels of testosterone involved, and there's a lot of heat of the moment, split decision type of things that happen, and people get hurt.
Right.
I mean, people get really hurt, or people get killed in some cases, in the worst case scenarios. I remember I'm a big hockey fan. There was this guy, Todd Bertuzzi, who walked up and punched somebody in the back of the head mid-game, and the dude was like, that was the last game that he played, the guy that got punched.
Some brain damage?
Brain damage, spinal damage. I mean, you get punched on skates in the back of the head, and you don't know it's coming, and you just land face first, you're fucked. And that Todd Bertuzzi got suspended a couple games and came back.
Interesting.
Ended somebody's career.
Yeah, that's fucked. You know what? But this is also making quite a perfect segue into bringing it back full circle into the Christy Mack War Machine story. So talk about, the testosterone, the anger that it takes to compete.
So there's, I guess, so John Copenhaver.
That dude's fucking crazy.
John Copenhaver, I will not call him War Machine because it's a stupid fucking name.
Right.
He competed on The Ultimate Fighter.
Right.
Didn't win. He was on the show. He was looked at as kind of a dumb, violent guy that didn't have a lot of skills.
Right.
But he
just a punk kind of.
Just a punk kid that he had a fucking anarchy tattooed on his hand.
Doesn't he have like a grenade?
He has a grenade on the other one. Yeah, he's so fucking stupid.
Total bro.
Total
meathead bro.
Monster bro. One of those dudes that wears like cut off monster tanks and shit.
Right.
Yeah, he changed his name legally to War Machine.
Right.
Legally.
So
like an idiot.
And then he began a relationship with adult actress Christy Mack.
Yes, and he actually was featured in some adult films.
Right. He just went full.
He just went full
crazy.
on scumbag.
Yeah.
I believe.
So he's a former UFC fighter. After the Ultimate Fighter show, he fought in the UFC. Was I guess on contract with them.
Yeah, and then he was cut from the UFC. Started doing porn. Started fighting on some lower level fighting organizations. Eventually, there was an altercation that he had with Christy Mack a while ago.
Didn't he get in a fight at a bar or something too and fuck some dudes up?
Yes.
So he went to prison.
Yes, he did.
A couple years, right?
He did. He comes out and he signs with Bellator, who, that's kind of the next biggest fighting organization after the UFC.
Right.
So he gets signed with Bellator. Hasn't fought it, I don't believe. Then...
Oh, no, he got rear naked choked.
Oh.
I saw that one, like, in one fight at least. His most recent fight.
He sucks. This is the bottom line.
But so this dude's fucking crazy, I actually heard him on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
And just the way he was speaking, he sounded like there was good inside of him. Like he had good intentions, but he was just fucked up.
Right.
Like he was talking about his childhood and just shit that was fucking crazy. And then it sounded like he was also on some medication and stuff.
He's high as shit. Right. He's got to be high as shit. So to kind of bring it up to date. The authorities are called to Christy Mack's residence, where she is found completely beat to shit.
And can I point out too? Also, this story broke very quickly on Twitter.
Yes, very quickly.
So it's like
again,
news source.
Yeah,
right there.
I follow Dana de Armand, who's an adult film star.
One of your faves, right?
She's funny. Okay. I don't watch her fuck because it's awkward. But yeah, I follow her on Twitter, and she was just talking about the whole thing, and how he's a scumbag and all that stuff. So initially, she's found, and it's highly suspected that he beat her.
Yeah.
She at this point couldn't talk.
Yeah.
Like she was unable to corroborate what happened in the events, and War Machine, who's on the run at this point, couldn't be found. Tweeted. Kind of some very cryptic things.
Yeah, I saw
he was saying things like, I love you so much. I'm really sorry that everything had to happen. I wish he wasn't there.
Right.
All those kind of really cryptic things. Christy, then posted pictures I have up on the screen here of what her face, body, everything else looked like. She is fucked up.
Right.
Her eyes are both swollen shut.
18 broken bones in her face.
18 broken bones in her face. She was attacked with a knife, everything else.
So isn't your face just one bone? Is that?
There's other kind of...
Like 18 fractures, maybe?
Of her skull.
Her nose and shit.
But there's other, sections of the skull that are kind of in there.
That, whatever, he put some kicks to her, dude, because that bruise on her leg, and then I guess it ruptured her spleen and broke some ribs, too. Right.
Well, she posted on her Facebook page.
Right, because once the tweets started coming out that, people were like, oh shit, War Machine fucked her up, man. What?
Exactly. So what ended up happening is, from what Christy Mack says, and take it or leave it for whatever it's worth, she says that she was at home with a clothed friend of hers.
Right.
Completely platonic. War Machine came home early, saw him there, started beating him up.
I want to see what happened to this dude.
I know. And she said when he was done with him,
he let him go, right?
He let him go. Then she said that War Machine made her take a shower as he watched.
Yeah.
And when she finished with the shower, he then started to beat the shit out of her.
Right. And then like starting to rape her.
Threatened to rape
like
her.
A knife from the kitchen.
Got a dull knife.
This is some fucking real life like horror movie shit.
Yeah, it's just intense. And I believe he's still on the run.
Oh yeah, he's fucking going full loony.
Yeah, I was trying to see if there's an article on there, but yeah, he's once again on the run. I think he was even on the run a little bit from the fight that he went to jail with.
No, because he was back and he was good when he was on the Rogan podcast like maybe 2 months ago.
No, he was on the run before he got convicted. Okay. Like he didn't just turn himself in. So this is a guy, I could see this guy losing his shit.
He can kill someone.
This is not going to end well for anybody.
He's the type of dude.
And he's delusional about the whole thing.
Right. And then like just hearing him on the podcast, the Rogan podcast, where like he just sounds very like militant and like just fucking he'll grind it out. Like he sounds like the type of dude, the Christopher Donner type of dude that will fucking hop in a Jeep with a pistol, drive to some fucking office building, shoot someone, take a hostage, and drive out to the fucking woods and just go down on live TV.
Yeah.
Fucking OJ that shit.
That seems
not good.
Be the case.
So just a whole lot of that was like our kind of like a celebrity gossip segment, but man,
Hollywood news,
crazy shit. Because it's like it's so funny though that like Christy Mack, full on hardcore porn actress,
right?
Like
adult film star.
I mean, she
takes
into
dicks.
It.
Yeah,
she's into it, bro.
Yeah, she's she owns it.
Lovely gal.
She loves what she does.
She's like got a bunch of tats and shit that are pretty cool to look at. But
23 years old.
Damn, I didn't even know she's that young.
Yep.
Damn. Poor chick. But it's, the internet kind of dictates who's newsworthy. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Whoever follows her and our friends that follow her and they're tweeting and retweeting and this and that, like that's how we found out, or that's how most of the people found out. And fucking like, just like Robin Williams, like we don't really need the news to find out what the world is doing, because we have the internet, and that's fucking tight. And
it's kind of a weird thing from my perspective, because it's like, I'm sure, I mean, you follow motorsports, and when you're hearing about Tony Stewart and this whole thing, it's kind of like, wow, people who don't follow this at all are talking about this.
Right. I mean, it was on Yahoo. It's on probably Yahoo News right now.
It's probably on like fucking CNN.
It's just following different, news trends as far as that story develops. But
right. And like I've followed MMA for years, and to hear people talk about War Machine, who's fucking nobody.
Right.
And Christy Mack, I follow MMA and I follow porn.
Yeah.
And
as do I.
For these people to be like a front page news in a lot of ways is weird, because why are either one of these people really, I guess, as bad as it sounds, why are they worthy?
Exactly.
Because it's a fucked up situation.
So then it's like, what does Christy Mack do after this? Does she just heal up, get right back into porn, become that, like, I'm not going to let it hold me back,
right?
And gets right back into it? Or
is she going to start doing interviews on The View and all that sort of thing?
Right. You would think.
Right.
Like, this is almost her ticket, like, out.
It kind of is. It kind of is. And
That's
it's kind of sad to say. And, I mean, almost, not to make it a pun on the Stewart thing, but we love watching car crashes.
Right.
And this is, in both cases, this is a car wreck.
She can get like a reality show out of it. Mm-hmm. Man, there's a negative energy, man, like going around. I kind of feel like, what the fuck's going on in the world?
And a lot of people's reaction, not a lot of people, but there was a significant reaction to Robin Williams' death that was a negative thing, saying, oh, so all these white people are going to care about Robin Williams when there's a 17-year-old black kid getting killed by cops.
I saw some shit like that.
Right? And it's like, and I don't remember who said it.
You can, oh my God, that's such a fucked up like way of thinking.
Right.
Like, who cares about this person when there's fucking 12 Ethiopian children dying a minute from hunger? And you're like, well, that's a thing, but this is a thing too.
Right.
Like, this has an impact.
And not to sound fucked up, but and as superficial as it sounds, more people were influenced and touched by Robin Williams in some way or another. They know Robin Williams slightly more than they know an unarmed 17-year-old black kid.
Well, I think that it's
As
even more
fucked
than
up as
that.
that situation
They're all people. Like,
they're all people, and there is
those people that are concerned about that and stuff will care
Right.
about it, and the people they maybe don't care about Robin Williams, but
Right.
there's some that do.
right. And I sympathize and empathize in both situations. They're both fucked up, but they're both fucked up for different reasons.
Right.
One is fucked up for a social reason, and the fact that a 17-year-old kid is shot dead by police yet again for no reason.
Huh.
And the other one is showing the dark sides of depression and how somebody in the public eye that's viewed as a lighthearted man that brought joy to a lot of people didn't have any joy in his own life.
Right.
And they're both very sad. They're both very tragic, but in their own separate and different ways. And we can value both instances the same.
Right. I don't think that you need to start a meme or something like that makes you choose a side.
No.
Right.
No, you don't need to choose a
posting
side.
some picture with some font over it that says like, stating the death toll in this certain country and then comparing it to the deaths of white American actors and actresses.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
people die. People are people, and you're trying to frame a narrative around somebody's death. And anytime you try to put a narrative around somebody's death, you're really cheapening their death. You're cheapening all deaths.
Right.
You're cheapening life in general.
It's sad to see when like it's almost like Twitter then becomes like a vote for who's
more
deaths-
worthy.
Yeah, whose deaths are we going to mourn?
Right.
Is it this or that?
Right.
And it's like Robin Williams was trending.
It's
You know
true.
what I mean, there's not a whole lot that gets to that high of a caliber where you're a topic that's trending, but that was one of them.
Right. Right.
It probably still is right now, too.
It probably is still trending. I think it is. I think it's definitely still trending.
Well, shit, man. I don't know. You tried to hit a button.
Let me show you this.
All right. So switching gears.
Completely. Kanye West.
Wait. Let's take it back.
Let me show you this.
What do you got for me?
Kanye West
All right.
is a person.
I think
He wears leather pants.
we got another little gem for us, a little nugget for us to chew on as some bootleggers.
Some of you guys
This
might
is
have
a-
already heard this by the time you
Right. I hope you have. If you're a Kanye
Yeah.
fan. But I appreciate this, and I was feeling it when I heard it the first time.
Yes.
Because it's a bootleg, bro.
It is a bootleg, straight up bootleg.
All right.
I'm gonna introduce this here. Kanye West, I found last night before fuck all y'all, before a lot of other people heard it on Pitchfork or on Fader or on fucking Double XL, wherever you get your pitches and planes, wherever you get your information and news from music. I was on 4chan. Somebody said, "Hey, I recorded this song
Right.
at a listening party on my cell phone," and they uploaded it to something called Vocoder, which is where you post voice memos online.
Okay.
I saw that on 4chan, so I clicked on it, and it was a clip, a 2-minute clip of Kanye West. His new song off of his new album is as of yet untitled album, but the song is called All Day.
Right.
So what I'm going to do, this is, like I said, a cell phone recording. You can hear some lady coughing over it at some points, even kind of talking over it. Very shitty quality. I'm going to play
Right.
this, and I'm going to play the full thing so we can all listen to it. World premiere, even though it's not because other people have played it. World Bootleg Report podcast premiere. I'm going to mainly play the whole thing so Joe can get another drink,
Right.
and then we will talk about it. So let's play this.
All day, nigga. How long you niggas ball? All day, nigga. How much time you spent at the mall? All day, nigga. How many bumps did you get on top? All day, nigga. Twist, bump on the keep you calm. All day, nigga. Take you to get this fly. All day, nigga. Tell your P.O. how long you been high. All day, nigga. Already know I'm straight from the shop. All day, nigga. South side. All day, nigga. This shade, nigga. Shopping for the winter, it is just made, nigga. Ball so hard, man, this shit crazy, nigga. And you ain't getting money that you got 8 figures.
Did you just cut off the light?
Great, nigga. Red leather jacket with the MJ zippers. The little side on the Tim fade, nigga. Got the middle finger longer than Kim, baby, nigga. All day, nigga. Yeah, in the building like a hallway, nigga. Think it's a game like a all Oh, yeah, nigga. You an actor, you should be on Broadway, nigga. Could you do shit to Broadway, nigga? Your bitch got an ab from a Broadway thicker. This has been a tenant in a Broadway, and getting in presence in Brooklyn like the Barclays Center. All day, nigga. Hands in the dump for your ball. All day, nigga. How long them spin at the mall? All day, nigga. How long it take you to get this fly? All day, nigga. Take a P.O. How long you been high? All day, nigga. Bust up on the road, bust up on the ride. All day, nigga. Bad bitch in the thump and the right to the side. All day, nigga. And you already know that the nigga from the shop. All day, nigga. Stop, side. All day, nigga. All day, nigga. I'm another break, nigga. Don't play, nigga. Hump on the bomb, but they won't play with you. Get them hump and they done them what they gon' say. Get your hats all day, nigga. Zomp on the thunder like all day, nigga. Like all day, nigga. More zomp on the thunder than they all day, nigga.
All day. Man, I'm feeling it.
Yeah. I think it's a good song.
It's a little like Cruel Summer-ish.
Yeah, it definitely is. Kanye talked about kind of mixing in influences from all of his past albums, bringing it all together. And I definitely hear some of that in there. Like it seems the instrumentation behind it, there's definitely some Yeezus influence when it gets kind of the distorted vocal sampling, and it's really hard to hear the beats. So it's really hard to kind of give a full, I don't know what the drums sound like. I don't know what the bass sounds like in there.
It sounds to me like it's going to be good, though.
It sounds like it's going to sound good.
I think it's going to sound pretty fucking good. And I think that he was claiming that he was really pumped for this new song that he had made. I'm wondering if this is the song that he was pumped on, because I understand, like, if we hear that beat in like high quality,
right,
I think we might understand why he was so pumped and why it might be, if this is a song that he's claiming is changing the direction of the new album.
Right.
This has that tone to it to me.
It's fucking weak though.
Because we discussed it a bit before the show. His flow
is deteriorating drastically.
It sounds
from
like
album to album.
Yeah, it sounds like it's pretty basic, but
he's offbeat at some points.
But it's the vibe though.
It's he definitely has a vibe about it. But yeah, his if you actually pick apart, there are some good points of the, like, some of the lines are like they have good punchlines, that sort of thing. But other areas it falls flat. There's a point where it almost sounds like he just kind of slurs a mess up part.
Right.
And I don't know if it's just like a demo of it.
Yeah, maybe it is. But if this is the final version, I am not excited about his lyrical content and flow on the album. I think it's too early to say.
It is. It's definitely too early. Way too early to say.
But it's getting me fired up.
Yeah. I think sound wise, it's definitely an evolution. He's definitely staying in the same vein. It doesn't sound like he's going to shy away from moving forward musically.
Yeah.
Which I know some people actually were a little bit afraid of. That Yeezus, in some people's minds, was viewed as a flop.
Well, this is going to be post Baby.
It's going to be post Baby. It's going to be post Yeezus. It's going to be post a lot of things. So we'll see where he goes. But that was a snippet of the song All Day. That should be on his new album.
Yes. Something to
wet your palate.
Wet your palate. That's
right. Wet your tongue. Wet your vaginal cavities with. Get prepared, because Yeezus season is coming.
I'm looking forward to exactly. Yeezus season. I'm looking forward to it.
Fucking
so
late. You came on that late.
You know what? But I came on to it.
You came.
I did.
Something I want to touch on before we. I know you're typing up some stuff to.
Yeah, let's throw a couple more things since we're talking music here to end the podcast with.
I want to talk about things that have leaked recently. I'm on hasitleaked.com.
Okay.
Very good website to monitor your leaks. We've mentioned it a couple times. I'm going to talk about some things that might be pertinent to our listeners. We have certain things that have leaked recently. DJ Shadow has an EP that has leaked. Wiz Khalifa, his Black Hollywood album, has leaked, and then immediately following it leaking is then streaming on a lot of websites legitimately.
With Wiz Khalifa.
Cheese Whiz Khalifa with his Cheese Whiz rap.
Because I want to watch the Taylor Gang style just get worse and worse.
Yeah, I want to see them fall apart.
That's
fuck them.
I'm not a huge fan.
No. Twista. I want to talk about this album cover. Twisted Dark Horse leaked.
Oh yeah, what the hell, man? Some Illuminati shit. Biting Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Such a stupid fucking album cover. Oh
terrible. Like, what is going on with album covers nowadays? Like, that's terrible. We talked about Wu-Tang's single. Their cover for their single is absolutely terrible.
Oh yeah.
It's like a fucking a Mercedes or something.
A 1984 rendering of a Mercedes Benz.
So bad.
So bad.
Emoji and Heat has a leak. DJ Mustard 10 Summers
right
has leaked. Also, I
kind of want to hear that.
That looks like a terrible
that.
cover. I didn't know he was so fat.
Oh yeah, of course he is.
I haven't really looked at him because I don't really care about DJ Mustard.
Yeah,
but he's fat. We're trying to see if there's anything Mastodon for metal fans out there. Leaked that this is all a little bit older. Owl John is a terrible rapper. He had an album that leaked. A bunch of indie stuff leaked. So just check out hasitleaked.com. See what's going on with that.
Yes,
I think you have something that you're excited about.
I'm really not excited, but let me see here. Let me go ahead.
And make shit.
Sure. So,
my shit.
I actually had shown this to you.
Do you want to put that on the big screen? Is there a music video for this?
Let's see here. Oh, no, there isn't. This is just a song. There is a video for it. What we're talking about is the new song from Fences. Now, you might not know who Fences is.
And you shouldn't.
Yeah, there's not really a good reason to.
I found it.
Fences is an indie artist from Seattle. So he is with the Macklemore Ryan Lewis camp. Heavily tattooed dude, got tattoos on his face and his head and shit. So he looks like a cool guy. But
so this is gonna be
hipster.
This is gonna be hard as shit, is what you're telling me.
No, it's super hipster.
Okay. Yeah, it's when you showed this to me, it was really bad.
Basically, really terrible.
Really bitch. Like.
The worst part is Macklemore's part.
The worst part is Macklemore living,
just being anywhere near it.
So I'm gonna put this on full screen. This looks like this is the video here.
All right.
I don't.
Old man, he kicked me out.
Look at this guy.
Oh, what a douchebag.
When I told him how to live this
he dresses like a fisherman.
Oh, standing in front of a shack with a blue beanie, fucking buffalo. Yeah, this is
the whole reason why we're bringing this up, just to talk shit on Macklemore and this guy, you know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this video yet.
Neither have I. Oh my god, I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit.
All right, so we can live comment.
Oh, there's a train. People are in the train. He's got suspenders on. What a fucking douchebag.
I don't mind him all that much.
Or is that a backpack?
I think he needs to get away as far away as he can from Macklemore.
His music does not match his look at all.
Right, he would be a lot doper if he was...
He could do his own thing.
If he had some hip-hop influence, like without Macklemore, like... Oh my god, the right producer could make this dude crazy.
Yeah. There it kind of goes. Yeah, like imagine if a legitimate rapper came over right now.
Well, I'm just saying, like a hip-hop producer, even.
Right.
Like... Get him off of, like, his voice would be tight on some beats, I think.
Yeah, like if he was just singing a hook on something.
Yeah. Well, because he did the hook on Other Side, the Macklemore song that remixed Red Hot Chili Peppers that was then remixed into another song.
Wait, here comes our friend. There's a tiger.
Let's see how douchey he acts.
He doesn't sleep, so in truth he never wakes up. Another day rushed into his death at a breath on the treadmill of the
That's also a terrible painting of a tiger. That's really bad. Oh, he's in a cage. Ugh. He's terrible. Oh, way to be the worst person alive.
Look at his hand movements.
It's so forced. It's so fake. Oh, good. He got shot.
He's got shot in the chest with an arrow by paparazzi.
Thank God. Bunch of white guys with fucking comb-over haircuts.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit going on in this video.
this asphalt. American spirit, black copy conversations and a passport. God gives you everything.
He has this like pretentious, like weird, creepy vibe to him.
He's a fucking creep.
He's
for
a creep,
sure,
dude.
He's fucking
Right?
he creeps me out. I feel like he's.
Look at that. Dude, anybody that wears that hat, he's wearing like a park ranger hat with a park ranger vest.
Yeah.
He's a tool. Fuck man. You know what? I'm done.
Man, Macklemore is the worst human alive.
Worst human alive. Man. What do you got for an exit song for
I hope
us?
DMX rapes his face.
Ooh, no, it'd be a funny video is DMX and Macklemore on a roller coaster.
Oh.
Because I would hope...
For those of you that... You know what? Just YouTube DMX and YouTube not songs of DMX.
No,
Because YouTube just DMX in real life.
If you just YouTube DMX, one of the first videos that will come up will be the video of him on a roller coaster.
Yeah, and it's great. It's a great thing.
It's going to be awesome for you to watch. I hope that you enjoy it. As Steven gets a song queued up for our outro here, you know, you have been on a voyage with us for another episode of the Bootleg Report.
Joe, what did we talk about today?
Oh, man, kind of a weird episode. We started off talking about...
We got kind of sad.
Well, there's a lot of... Like I said, there's some negative energy in the world around us.
True.
You know, first of all, as a bullet point, we got some new Action Bronson today.
We did. We
got some new Kanye today.
We did.
We got some new Fences featuring Macklemore, which we wish we didn't.
I kind of wish they would have died.
Yeah, we also got I
don't care.
I don't
care.
Jokes, I think
they should have died.
We also
Tony Stewart should have ran them over.
That would be justice.
They should have hung themselves with a belt in Marin.
Fuck. They should have gotten their asses beat by War Machine.
It's not too late.
Yeah. So to summarize that up, there was some sports stories, there was some celebrity stories, there was some sad news in the world around us.
Sad news.
But nonetheless, we are your main bootleggers out here holding it down.
Right.
Thank you to all of our fellow bootleggers. Steve, where are you at with your life right now?
I'm actually just gonna throw something out there. I'm working on new music.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And I'm writing new songs. I'm kind of going in a different direction from what I've done.
Are you inspired?
I'm kind of inspired.
Okay.
I'm doing some stuff. I'm writing some stuff on guitar. I'm thinking about making some moves. I'm thinking about actually forcing my music into some people's throats.
I like that.
Yeah.
I put a demo for my little music project together for Applied Techniques, featuring a couple of our buddies, Angelico and Darren.
Yeah.
So I feel you on that. Some positive momentum coming from our camp over here in the Blind Spot Studios.
Definitely. Kind of pushing some old stuff to the side for now and just being like, you know what? I'm going to push forward and not worry. I'm not worried about, and this might be a topic for another time, but at times I get kind of bogged down with what I'm working on.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really want to work on this right now.
But
I feel like
stressful.
I'm obligated to.
Right.
I'm not obligated anymore. I'm just doing what I want. But you can find me at Stev Tweets on Twitter, Stev_Grams on Instagram, at Bootleg Report.
Yep.
Find us everywhere. What about you? Where can we find you? Where can we find you in your life?
I am at Mr. Moon 966 on the social networking things.
Everything.
You know, I got it pretty locked down. I'm gonna get some tweets out. I feel them. I feel good tweets coming.
I'm trying to get on my Twitter game. My girlfriend called me out on Twitter and said, at Stev Tweets is more like at Stev doesn't tweet.
Oh.
So she got me. I then followed that up with a shut your whore mouth.
I need to retweet her tweet. I'm going to do it. And the Bootleg Report will at Bootleg Report will retweet that and favorite it.
Fuck you, gal.
Play a song. Do you have a song? I thought I told you to get a song.
I've got a song ready.
Okay.
I'm going to play a song from one of my favorite...
Let's get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
We got alcohol to drink.
Support your local bootlegger. At the Bootleg Report, I'm going to leave us with a song from one of my favorite releases of the last 6 months, Lacutus, off his 3 Seashells album mixtape. This song is a short one. It's called Mumra. Fucking dig it or don't. Yep. You can do what you want.
I've never heard this, so it might suck. Love y'all. Peace.
I need to recharge.
Fucking with my gods, I'm raw, I'm a god, I'm a beast, I'm a dog, I'm a rise, they gon' fall, they gon' pray to their Lord, I lay waste to them all, I proceed and I'm raw, they give birth to the world. God's only man, I hear the earth breathe. First woman, only birth demon. God's only man, I hear the earth speak. First woman, only birth demon. First woman.